I really thought we had it!
If third time wasn't the charm, I'm not too hopeful about the fourth and fifth.
What is it, Rosa? Is that a ship?
Judging by its distinctive shape and, above all, the size... Leela!
Yes. That is Rollo's Ark. I'm certain of it.
You did mention earlier that one of them had vanished without a trace.
What indeed?
Ah, come on, can't you tell? It showed up to give the Sandras a warm welcome.
Into the next world, you mean?
Oh, don't even start! You'll jinx it into existence! Actually, Gren may just have the right of it.
He does. Wait, the Ark! It's slowly drifting in our direction!
So it is. Ha! That'll teach you to doubt me.
Rollo. But why? Off the port side! It's the Balta Seaforce!
Pick a worse time, why don't they?
Jarl Grimson!
How do you like that?
Fire the cannons!
Suck on this! Shields up!
Enemy fleet neutralized!
Yeesh. You sure put up a fight.
Just be glad that we sent them packing.
Agreed. It's for a fact that we just engaged the Seaforce's first flotilla. But Jarl Grimson's flagship, the Norgest, was nowhere to be seen.
Dead ahead! Another ship is emerging from behind the Ark!
A surprise attack from the Norgest! So the entire first flotilla was only a decoy? All hands, stay alert! The real battle's yet to come!
Winds, empower us!
How'd you like this?
Fire! Now! Fire!
Suck on this!
Fire the cannons!
Blast them!
The Norgest has gone silent.
Booyah!
The fastest, most powerful ship in the Balta Seaforce could do no less. Jarl Grimson.
The Ark!
Seeing one up close truly puts into perspective how enormous they are.
They were constructed that way to deliver not only humans, but also flora and fauna from the flood. What's more, I suspect that this is the selfsame Ark Rollo himself had ridden. Yes, let's. Rollo went missing upon this very Ark. With luck, it will contain some indication of what befell him. Just so, Rollo's private quarters should be someplace within. If there are indeed any clues left behind, that is where we will find them.
Yep. Looks powerful. Fire! Tommy got what's coming to him! How's that? Watch the attack! Not gonna make it in time, unless... Severing light!
Karja. Even after sealing her consciousness, she is still able to fight as one with you, Adol. Perhaps it is your bond as shield brethren that allows her to do so. We simply must find a way to save her.
Switch! Yeah!
Rollo housed a multitude of flora and fauna within his ark. This section of it was presumably used to accommodate them. Rollo harbored much regret over the countless lives he claimed in the past. I imagine he wished to redress those wrongs, even during the Great Calamity.
Well, ain't that noble of him? Didn't realize his hull held so much history. Not that I give a picker's ass one way or another.
Grimson.
Well, if it ain't my however many greats-granny-in-law Leela, you're looking fresh-faced yourself, Adol. You know, I held out a sliver of hope that the throne would tie this up with a neat little bow. Turned out to be a bust, though, eh? Ah, don't be coy, lad. You know the only item on my agenda. Now hand over Rollo back there. What's this? Old Grand sealed her consciousness away or something? Won't do much good, aside from delaying the inevitable. Soon enough, she'll brush that seal off and strew disaster out every which way.
Karja is a living memento of Ilina. You ought to be cherishing her, if anything.
Karja is in Rollo's clutches now. Doesn't end with her either. That whore son robbed Ilina of her life, and her dream along with it. How's Warg holding up?
Never stood a chance. He's off on that one-way trip to Harside in Walhalla now.
I see. Well, good on him. It's been a long 10 years of us tearing up the battlefield together.
Your nose is running.
Huh?
Drop the tough act, Grimson. Every time you try to choke back tears, they just come out in sniffles and snot instead.
Ha! Shut your gob.
Stings, don't it? Making it all the way to Britae, just to have one of our own stab us in the back. Gods blind me. Just how long do we have to keep these plundering expeditions up? Even I've had more than I can stomach.
How long? Try forever. Losing our homeland to the dire winter drove us Normans into eking by on what we can loot for over a century. Can't well think of any other way we can live this late in the game.
Why not make one for yourself, then? A new homeland, that is.
Huh? Who the devil are you? Take whatever you're peddling and beat it. Can't you tell a couple of chewed-up, shat-out warriors when you see them?
My name is Ilina. Ilina Balta. I was raised here in Karnak, but my veins run with the blood of Normans. On that note, how would you like to be my shield brother?
You're what? I wrote the lass off as a nutcase. Didn't humor her one bit at the start. But she just kept coming back to see me. That day, the next, and every day after. I learned that her father had gone off to Walhalla during an expedition. For us Norman warriors, being Walhalla bound's the highest honor there is. But after losing her dear old dad, she didn't find the idea all too compelling.
What good is Walhalla? If it means leaving everyone else behind in a living Nibelhell.
From then on, Ilena attempted to put a fleet of her own together. We Normans had become sea-going brigands after the dire winter forced us off our native land. So Ilena wanted to find us a place where we could live in peace, without discrimination. But try as she did to muster some allies to the cause, no one gave her so much as a sidelong glance. At first, I'd only stuck around to kill time while my wounds closed up. Back then, Karnak was packed to the brim with Norman expeditioners. Ilena played it slow and steady, calling out to every ear she could bend till, sure enough, she started gathering up a group of supporters, one member at a time. Some had grown weary of fighting, while others longed for untouched frontiers. By the time we built up Balta Island as the hub of our voyage to find a new homeland, I realized that seeing Ilena's dream through had become my own. But then... planting roots in new soil and making a life as new Normans. That was the dream she envisioned.
Grimson.
Now you know why I'm so bent on putting Rollo under the dirt. That's the least I can do to honor the woman whose ambitions outlived her. After what happened to Ilena, I could see from a Cremelia away that Karja might be targeted as her next blood relative. How the Trident didn't recognize Karja as Rollo's descendant, though, is beyond me.
Could it be? Did you purposefully foster Rollo's return in order to defeat him? Was that your reason for sending Karja out on the Sandras?
Go ahead. Call me a failure of a father. I'll just take it in stride.
How could you?
Adel, it wasn't right, the way we made our problems into yours. But it won't be much longer now. We're putting an end to this whole kit and caboodle. With Karja, you mean? Since that day, I've sunk everything I've got to give into paving my way here. The point of no return's long gone now.
Karja? She regained consciousness on her own?
What do you know? Turns out just one punch won't cut it. 2 or 3 ought to do the trick. Ah, who am I kidding? Let's go 10.
Back to your senses, are ya? Sorry to say, though, it ain't gonna change what I gotta do.
Fine by me. You've got my back, right, Shield Brother? Good answer. Time to hold up to your promise.
Well, say your goodbyes.
Fly away! Fly away!
You two are really hanging in there. Question is, how long can you keep it up?
Pierce through!
Switch out!
How's that? How's that? Switch! Fly away! Blades! Pierce through!
Well, this is around what I expected. Yeah. Too bad it's also the most you can handle. About time you breathed your last, Rollo.
Grimson's not playing around.
Barely
I'm
feel
getting
it.
pretty pissed off over here. You better be ready to eat those words.
What's a guy gotta do to achieve a dream?
Get over yourself and face me, Grimson! a lot more where that came from.